On the top of everyone's mind is the race for the White House as Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump campaigned hard yesterday to win over as many voters as possible.
Let's start with the former president making stops in North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Grand Rapids, Michigan, the same place he had his last rallies in both 2016 and 2020, continuing his attacks on his opponent as well as other well-known Democrats in Congress like Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi. He focused heavily on immigration and his tariff policies.
To me, when you allow thousands of murderers into our country, to me, when you allowed the drug kingpins of the world and terrorists into our country at levels that we've never seen before, to me, that's the bigger problem. We're gonna tell China that if you continue to send fentanyl to Mexico or any place else that comes into our country, we're going to charge you a 25% tariff on everything you sell into the United States of America.
The former president plans to spend his election day with his running mate, J.D. Vance, at his Mar-a-Lago estate in South Florida.
Vice President Harris, meanwhile, devoted her whole Monday on Pennsylvania, holding 3 different rallies, visiting businesses, and even door knocking in some of the neighborhoods there. She pushed a message of unity to voters and never mentioned the former president by name. She again looked to create a stark difference between her message and the former president's.
America is ready for a fresh start, ready for a new way forward where we see our fellow American
He's not new.
Not as an enemy, but as a neighbor. And we are ready for a president who knows that the true measure of a leader is not based on who you beat down, but based on who you lift up.
You're trying to sound like the Rock.
Harris and her running mate, Governor Tim Walz, will spend their election day at the VP's alma mater, Howard University.
Listen, that's it right there. You got a choice to make today, America, especially Black America. You have one party, the Democrats, pretending like they're going to be able to tax the rich. We're going to tax the rich should pay their fair share. But yet, and then she have all these millionaire celebrities and rappers next to her. So she's saying, hey, guys, I'm going to tax you. I'm going to tax you. So won't you come out and do it? Come out and promote me. You think they're going to promote her and really think that she's going to tax them? It's a lie. The Democrats have had the black vote for over 100 years. And they've never done anything. Well, you know what's going to happen when she get in? Everything she say, it would be nice if the Democrats were actually going to do what they said they were going to do, then it'd be a no-brainer, vote them in. But they won't. They're supposed to be the party of peace, and look what they're doing with Gaza. You seen Bernie Sanders try to cover for her, and he came out and said, like, hey, I disagree with Biden and Kamala too, but they're the lesser of the evils. No, they're not. Trump's going to stop him. I think Netanyahu going to say something slick about Trump, and his ego going to be like, what? What you say? And he going to stop all that aid to Israel. I think he knows it's wrong. And Trump wants to be the best president ever, the greatest president ever. So he's going to stop the Ukraine, and he's going to stop all that money to Israel. He's going to have to, because they both bleed in the company. As a businessman, it's not good business. Take your emotion out of it, and I think that's what Trump would do. It's stupid, and you got people like Roland Martin that come out and say, oh my God, look at this, we got to do this, and we got to vote. He tell half truths. He want us to be stuck in a time that's not here no more. He tell the truth. He be like, oh yeah, we running with one arm tied behind our back, and the country's racist, and okay, cool. So what? That's cool to know. It don't matter if they racist. The Republican racism is, you stay over there, boy, and I stay over here. Don't come over my house, and I won't come over yours. Don't ask me for no cup of sugar. Okay, I won't come over there. You won't come over here. Cool. Now I know the rules. I like that. So you won't come over here, and I won't come over there. My children play over here, your children play over here. If that's the way you want it, I don't prefer it like that, but if that's the way you want it, thank you for telling me. But the Democratic racism, oh my God, what? Oh my God, OMG, they said what to you? Oh my God, poor baby, I would never. They're terrible people. And then you go to sleep at their house and you wake up 12 years a slave. Because they beat you over the head in the middle of the night and they took you. Come on. Wake up. They're not doing anything. We have gangs. I'm from Irvington, New Jersey. We have gangs in our neighborhoods. Bloods, Crips, GDs, BDs taking over the drill. They're taking over drill rap. And these are serial killers out here. Serial fucking killers. You think any of the Republican cities and states would let that happen? In their neighborhoods, the Bloods, the Crips, the GDs and BDs? Excuse me. Hell no. Don't you want that? You say the Democrats want to tell you no guns, no guns, no guns. Okay, what you mean? We can't carry guns? We got the Bloods, the Crips, the GDs, the BDs, and we can't carry guns in those cities, in those states. Where they at? They running rampant. Chicago, New York. I can't carry my weapon as a law-abiding citizen because criminals don't follow the law, so they're gonna have their weapons, their guns. But she ain't gonna do shit about it. We could probably get Trump to bring in the National Guard or something. Say, listen, we got the Bloods and Crips over here. It's time to clean up these streets. It's time to let the grandmas be able to walk the streets safely, go check the mail outside without worrying about getting shot. We could see kids playing the fire hydrant, put the fire department come in, and they give them the little sprinklers, and they could put it on the fire hydrant, and the kids could be outside double dutching and jump rope and playing hopscotch and not have to worry about bullets and motherfuckers with switches coming to air the block out. And then posting it on social media and getting a rap contract for it. Let's ask Trump to put some RICOs on these record labels that's knowingly profiting from these kids killing themselves, and they knowing it, and they giving them more and more and more and more money and going to promote. If Lil Durk is guilty, is the record label, is the Sony Music Groups, the Warners or whatever it is, are they not at fault too for they know what these kids doing? They gotta approve the budget. They gotta listen to A&Rs. They listen to these records and say, "Oh my God, that's great music. I think we got a hit, Bob. Approve the budget. I think we got a hit. Let's get some music videos. Oh, my chopper, little Tuka. Oh, shoot him up. Kill him. Dead. Bang, bang, kill him. And I shoot his mother too. Bang, bang. And if you tell, I'm going to shoot at you. Bang, bang. Oh, because we all black, right? And we're born into some type of fucking, we're born into a gang, right? Don't snitch. Motherfucker, I'm a law-abiding citizen. You got mothers scared to go to trial, even if they can see their son shot dead in the street, and they scared to go tell. They scared to go say, "Hey, they did it," because the gang should come and say, "Yo, listen, motherfucker, we got the guns. We got the fucking guns. You say something, we'll air this motherfucker out." You think you come to Arizona and say that? I feel pretty safe. Who you talking to? Don't talk to me like that. You will not, my cat, you will not trample upon me. You will not tread on my pursuit of happiness. We don't even have the pursuit of happiness anymore in America. The Democrats keep us apart. They say this is racist. And the Republicans too, right? Both parties sit there. The Democrats go crazy over here. And the Republicans go crazy over here to the point where it's really the middle ground, right? The Democrats say everything racist, everybody's racist. And then the Republicans say, ain't nothing racist, ain't never been racist. Come on, with slavery, we ain't never had that. And both sides like, come on. What they mean to say is, of course, you've been treated unfairly. Of course, you've been treated unjustly. Of course, you've been treated unjustly. Of course you've been wrong. Of course we had Jim Crow and we had redlining and you've been set back. Of course. And then we should move on to, but now we got to move like this. And this is where we come. This is why, because we went through so much. See, you can't deny what you came from on either side. You got to say, because we went through so much, now in 2024, we have all that they went through. We have no excuse now. But you can't deny it. And they both feed off little lies and little half truths and keep us guessing. It's poverty. Poverty creates all of this. People don't feel like they can get their just due. They playing games and it's getting harder because it's not 1970 and it's not just a newspaper where they can control the newspaper and people can't see it fast enough, and by the time they get the information, everything been and happened already and it's too late. They find all this money for war on both sides, and they can sit there and they don't get along, but when it's about war and giving money to another country, both sides could come together. But ask them to clean up a city. Ask them to build a school. Ask them to build a park. Ask them to protect some animals. And then it's, oh man, but we got to get to the other side, and this senator won't do this. And according to Proposition 102, and according to this, and according to that, they can't do it. It's supposed to be a government for the people, by the people. And these politicians lost that. We're okay with that in America. We're okay with politicians stealing. We like a good story, right? Same with these rappers. Like, we like a good story of rags to riches, but they got it messed up. They got it effed up when they become rich and they still doing the same thing. Wait, you're supposed to stop it. Right? You're a politician. You're supposed to take a little bit of money for yourself. And then, like, when a bill passed for $100 billion, we know y'all going to split like $100 million for yourself. Now it's gotten egregious. To now is y'all pass a bill for $1 billion. The people might see 200 million of it. It's like, whoa, y'all got it effed up. Now y'all lying in our face. Y'all not even, like, y'all using ChatGPT to write your political stories. Like, we can guess it. Like, come on, y'all not even putting any thought into it at this point. Like, no thought whatsoever is going into these stories. It's just like blatant lies. And you keep these people, these inflation and everything, and you keep them robbing Peter and Paul and giving it back to Paul, or pay Abraham now, and Abraham, you got to pay Moses now. You adding people to it. People in so much debt, they ain't got time to even think about your story. They're like, what? That sounds ridiculous, but I can't afford to even take off work. I ain't got no PTO. I can't afford rent. I can't. I gotta go to work. But they stupid. And then the media is giving them little clips and images of it and saying this wrong and this wrong. And they're like, oh, I guess they're right. I guess I'm supposed to listen to these people. And they both are playing games and reaping the reward. But I'm telling you, Trump is that outsider. They both scared. Like I said in other videos, I call Trump Pink Panther. The fumbling, bumbling detective, but hey, you could say he do it on purpose or by mistake, but he solved cases. And you can say Trump do it on purpose or mistake, but I think he's saying whatever he needs to say to get in, and once he's in, he's going to be a businessman. And he's like, he messing up both sides. He making promises, blah, 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 like a businessman do, I guess. And then he going to do what's best for the country, what's best for America. And it don't matter what side you on, he going to call you out. The Democrats never call each other out. That's one thing even I give J.D. Vance. He calls people out. He'll be like, Democrats are guilty of this, and Republicans also, some Republicans. You never hear a Democrat say that. The Republicans are evil, right? But they're evil, and we're right. That good, evil stuff we know is false. Good people do bad things, but they want you to believe whole countries and nations is evil. So, Iran is evil. Not that, hey, some of their politicians are evil over there. Because if they said that, if they didn't say the whole country evil, if they just say, hey, you know what, they got some bad leaders over there, we might be like, right, they're right. They just got some bad leaders. Then we might start pinpointing our bad leaders. But instead, they make it like a wholesale. They evil and we're good. Don't question us. Right? Only on election time do they start pinpointing each other. They bad and we're good. Like, it's at that micro level. The Republicans are bad. The Democrats are good. But when they talk about another nation, Russia's bad. They're evil. Not they got some, Putin bad. He got a couple generals that's bad, but this guy's good over here. He's fighting against Putin and he's running against him. This Russia is bad. So no matter who takes over in Russia, right? There's somebody fighting against Russia. Against Putin in Russia. He has opposition, but the United States don't say this is the good party in Russia. They just say all of Russia is evil. Everybody evil. No, the people in Russia are working paycheck to paycheck too. And their government is saying all of America is evil and we're good. It's a game. This is a game and we know it's a game, but they keeping us. It's like the Matrix. You got to unplug. That's why I started this channel From the Cave with Saladeen. It's a play on, Plato's, From the Cave allegory. You got to get out. You got to unplug yourself. And you see, oh my God, they got us over here fighting. And then you look behind you and they actually, it's like a green screen right here. And they actually on the other side of it, and they taking all our money. They sucking all our energy, and they keep us just watching each other and pinpointing, he got this and he got that and this got that. And now they bringing immigrants in so we can have a new party to fight against. It's crazy. The kids are out of control. These old adults are out of control. These senior citizens, these politicians is coming to an end. We all get one life to live, and we hope we can see old age. We hope we can see our 90s and our 100s, right? These politicians, most of them are 60 and up, and they're destroying our country. And they've made all the money in the world, and they're just doing it because they haven't thought about it. And she's part of that establishment. She wants you to think she'd be different, but she won't even say anything against Biden. They won't even admit that he has damn near dementia. Like nobody gonna say anything about that. They're just like, oh, Donald Trump is. But they just gave us to her. There was no process. Nobody ran against her. They just put her there. Donald Trump had to run against people. I wanted to vote for Vivek. At least he talks half sense most of the time. This is crazy. But y'all gonna have to make that decision, America. Especially Black America. We can't keep giving them our vote. If anything, we just gotta just do it. Vote Republican just to say, yeah, listen, we willing to date somebody else. I told you that. Now you gotta go 4 years of him, and then maybe y'all do something for us. You gotta do something. They're afraid of Trump passing a Project 2025, which he denied over and over again. But the Republicans don't even have something to say. Be afraid because all their people supposed to be racist, right? So then they'll have something to say. Hey, all you racist people that follow us, if she gets elected, she gonna pass that Black 2025 bill, and it's gonna be crazy. So they'll be like, oh. So we're afraid that Trump is actually going to do, like, imagine if it's real, right? If he is going to do the Project 2025, then that would mean that he means what he say. Hey, when I get elected, I'm going to do the bill, and they believe him then. And he's going to do it, and they telling us he's going to do it. But they don't believe for a second that anything she's saying, I'm going to tax this, I'm going to tax that. They don't even believe that she's going to do it, so they don't even point to it. They just say, she don't even have a plan. She don't have a plan. But they pinpoint his plan. It's written down, but we can't for her. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? She's trying to focus on taxing more people. It's hard already. Tax the rich, tax the rich. The rich going to hide their money. And they're going to pay enough people in Congress, right? So then she ain't going to be able to pass it. Can you imagine all the millionaires and billionaires like Elon and them? You think? Come on. That's another thing. They say, oh, Trump want to be a dictator. Trump want to be a dictator. So you think Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, he wants a king? You think all the generals have? Can you imagine the general, the commandant of the Marine Corps, the generals, the 4-star generals in the Army, and all these people have to get together and say, okay, yes, sir, yes, Mr. President, we're going to co-sign you being a dictator. What you want us to do? You want us to take over New York City? Can you imagine all those white boys that's in the military, those big Texas Longhorn tight end looking motherfuckers? Can you imagine them all going to Texas and trying to take over? That's where they come from. Can you imagine? Can you imagine all if you've been in the Army, you know, like the supply people and the people that work at the warehouse that from New York City, from Brooklyn? Can you imagine him saying, "Oh yeah, go there, Brooklyn, we take it over"? They're gonna be like, that's what you talk about. I love New York peace. I ain't taking it over. I'm not destroying. They're not going down to to fucking Brooklyn and Harlem and taking over. They're not destroying the Nike factory in Madison. So they're not destroying Madison Square Garden because Trump say so. Are you crazy? They're not sending tanks through New York destroying everything. That's impossible. He can't be a dictator, even if he wanted to. We have stuff in place. You think all these politicians, the congressmen, would pass something on the Republican or Democratic side? The moment you think they want him to be king, come on. That's stupid. Now, if you say, come on, that's just ridiculous. They all want to be president too. They got other people after him. They're not going to ruin the whole thing because Trump want to be different and be king for how long? He 80 something too. Be king for how long? That's stupid. It's stupid. Did that mean that his sons to be the prince? So that mean they co-sign his sons and daughters taking over as the prince and princesses too? And he's starting a whole line. Come on, that's stupid. So then the general sons too, they get succession. So then the generals all and the commandant of the Marine Corps, his son become the new commandant king. Like, did they all get sections of the United States? Like they all become duchess and lords and get titles and stuff. What they telling us to be scared of is fairy tales. They're paying us for stupid. They want us to believe that. So when you say Trump want to be a dictator, okay, what? Okay. I guess all presidents, anybody that inspires to hold such a position, to think that they could hold the office of the most important person in the United States, the most powerful. That I guess some part of them wants to be a dictator. I guess I like to be president of the United States one day. I guess some part of me want to be a dictator. No, I just want to do really good and be a really good president for 8 years and be the best president ever and go down in history. Yes. That's stupid. No good leader is a dictator. He's just a good leader. That's what they want us to believe. No, I believe that she's just going to do what Biden says. And people say, oh, well, she's just the vice president. That's another line she used. Oh, she's just the vice president. What you want her to do? This is America. She won't get fired if she speak out. Like this, they act like, oh my God, if she says like, hey, yeah, I respect the president's decision to do what he did, but if it was me, I am running for office, I would have done this differently. But this is his administration ultimately. Everybody would love her. She would get people votes, and she wouldn't be going against him. Like she's still able to retain her own mind. People are like, she's the vice president. Is she gonna get fired? He gonna say, hey, Kamala, come here. Yeah, you spoke out against me publicly. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, you got to go. Yeah, you got to go. And then she would report that to the American people. Hey, yeah, I've been here. The president didn't like that I spoke out against him. Like, we have social media now. You can speak out. Like, you have HR at the White House. Like, everybody know, like, it's 2024. Like, you have the right to still speak your mind, even if you hold the office. Like, and it's stupid. They're like, oh, what is she supposed to say out against him? Like, no, tell the American people, hey, listen, he's not doing too well, and he's always said it. He was great, but I've taken over most of the daily duties, and we've come so close to the election day. I think we should just go through with this process, but I don't know if the president's capable, whatever it is, and he'll go down in history as a great president, and he could just go on. If she wanted to get elected, but she don't, and she's not a truth teller like we are here from the cave. But anyway, I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. This is crazy. I don't think we can give her our black vote. She's not gonna give us anything. I don't think she can get the American vote, but specifically the black vote. We have to protest against the Democratic Party not giving us anything, and at least talk to them. They tell us we dumb if we even talk to them. Like, oh, don't talk to them. At least we could talk to him and say, hey, what y'all willing to offer? When Ice Cube wanted to meet with Trump for the platinum plan or something like that, what he would enlist or what he would do, sort of like the Black People Project 2025, I guess. Maybe they got that idea from him. Charlamagne the God and the Breakfast Club, and everybody was like, no, he's stupid if he even sit down with him, blah, 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 blah. So we ain't going to even entertain it. So how can we negotiate with the Democratic Party and what we can get if we can't even talk to the opposition? If they're not even scared that there's another party, then they really don't got to push for nothing. They're like, okay, we got them. We got their vote anyway. Why push? Let's get these immigrants. Yeah, but y'all do what y'all going to do, man. Shout out to all the truth tellers out there. One love.